Hey guys, Bice here. Time to find out what's cooking on this very special episode that I got for you guys. So earlier on Saturday, I was training up my Pokemon, getting ready for breeding them out for Tuesday's Try Hard Tuesday episode. And I figured, what I like to do, I usually like to watch some videos, do some stuff just to pass the time, because breeding is very tedious and boring, so I do that. And so I thought, I went onto YouTube and saw that Pimp Knight, who was a YouTuber that I started, that was like one of the first Poke YouTubers that I started watching, was live streaming. I thought, what the heck, let's go ahead and let's watch that and see what's happening. So, it turns out, him and Lady KrimZen were switching off doing battles. And it was Lady KrimZen's turn during the stream to battle. And so I thought, I was just sitting there breeding some Pokemon. I just threw out my friend code there in the chat. Just, I had no intention. I did not think at all that I'd be picked. Nothing like that was going through my mind. I thought, what the heck, I'll do it. And then as I was breeding, they were talking, and it said, and I heard my name be the one that was picked to battle. I was like, oh, no way. So I got all excited, and I was like, holy crap, I'm going to be on a live stream. So that was pretty cool. So there was an NU tier battle. That's what they were doing. And so when they said my name, I was like, holy crap. And I flew straight to a Pokemon Center and went to my box to get some NU Pokemon, because I had no team prepared or anything like that. So I just went through it and grabbed 6 NU Pokemon that I had in there. And like, alright, yeah, this looks like a pretty good team to me. So I grabbed my Choice Scarf Raichu. I gave my Ninetales Life Orb, and unfortunately I grabbed the wrong Ninetales. I grabbed my Drought Ninetales, in which people who play Smogon know that Drought and Drizzle, those abilities are banned for any tiers below OU. It's really kind of stupid, but it is. So Drought Ninetales is actually not allowed, so I was like, I didn't realize that until I started the battle. I was like, holy crap, so my Drought Ninetales. So I was like, alright, I'm not going to use this thing, because it has the Drought, and that's not valid for NU. Then I grabbed Dialga, Assault Vest. We got our bulky physical Weezing with the Black Sludge, Choice Specs Persian Technician, and then we have our Focus Sash, Sword Dance, Cacturne. So that's who I brought. KrimZen, she brought a Lilligant, a Luxray, a Barrel, which you'll see is very interesting when we in this battle, what happens with that. Mightyena, Zueilus, I can't remember Hydreigon's second form's name, and a Persian of her own as well. So, it's the first time I've ever done post-commentary. I usually do live commentary, but I wasn't expecting to get picked, and all of a sudden I got picked, and so the battle just started, and I was like, oh, alright, I had no time to set up any recording, so I'm going to do a post-commentary of this. So, I'll lead with the Raichu. Obvious lead is obvious, as she leads off with her Persian. So she goes for the obvious Fake Out, as I was going to go for the Volt Switch. Fake Out happens because Fake Out, so I flinch, go for the Volt Switch again, and do some damage to that. Go back, Raichu, and I believe I switch out into my Weezing, because I had saw earlier in the stream that her Persian was a physical Persian, so I went into my bulky Weezing. She goes for the Hone Claws to boost her accuracy and attack. I just go for the Will-O-Wisp here, because this is a physical attacker, obviously, so you want to burn that, cut that attack in half. Go for the Will-O-Wisp, land the Will-O-Wisp, as she went for the Payday to get some damage off of me, which didn't really do too much. Get some Black Sludge recovery. I figured that she probably would switch, maybe, or something. I just went for a Sludge Bomb. I was pretty close to going for actually another Will-O-Wisp for just in the switch. But I'm like, nah, Sludge Bomb is the safest. She goes for a Payday, stays in, just sacks off this Persian, and it is gone. And so then she goes into Barrel right now, as I get some Black Sludge recovery. She goes into King Derp, which is the Barrel. And now I was like, alright, I don't know what this thing's going to do. It's physical, so I thought I would stay in here. She goes for the Amnesia, and with Barrel's ability, that's going to raise her special defense 3 times. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp. And so I'm like, okay, I'm a special attacker here. What's going to happen here? She just boosted her special defense by +3. And I'm like, alright, let's go ahead and see what damage I'm going to do. So I just go for a Sludge Bomb, as she goes for a Curse. Which is going to boost now her physical attack and her defense by +2 now. And reduce the speed by 2. So now I'm going to be able to outspeed the Barrel thanks to that Curse. Do the Sludge Bomb, I'm like, alright, that does a decent amount of damage, but it's a crit. And I'm like, oh, okay, then that was a crit. So, yeah. And then I'm like, alright, I'm going to go for another Sludge Bomb just to see what it does, because this thing's pretty weak already. I figured that it was going to die to this next turn from Burn. From Sludge Bomb doesn't do that much, and then it has Rest. And I was like, oh crap, it has rest. But then it thought to me and I was like, oh wait a minute, rest. So I've seen amnesia, curse, and rest. So that means it's only got one, as it eats the chesto to rest up, it's only got one attacking move. So I'm like, alright, I want to wait to see what this attacking move is, because I should be able to tell. It sets up another curse. I'm like, okay, so its attacking move is either going to be a normal type or it's going to be a water type. I was thinking it was either going to be Waterfall or Aqua Jet, because the curse was happening, so it's going to lower your speed. I was thinking that it was going to be Aqua Jet or Waterfall. I go for another Sludge Bomb just to get up some damage, let it set up. I'm like, alright, she set up some curses, she set up amnesia. I'm going to switch here. I'm hoping that it is a water move that this person's packs, because I got the Cacturn with the water absorb. I don't switch right now. I switch next turn, as she goes for another amnesia to raise her special defense. And now I switch, going into the Cacturn, because I'm thinking that it's going to attack now. I'm hoping that it's a water move that it's got, and it's got Waterfall. So its only attacking move is Waterfall, so it can't do anything to my Cacturn. So she just spent all this time setting up, and I was just getting some Black Sludge recovery. It does absolutely nothing. I go into my Cacturn, which has got the a Swords Dance, because I figured that the barrel was going to switch. Get a free Swords Dance up. Go for the Poison Jab as she goes for the Teeter Dance, and I'm like, oh crap. Here we go. Confusion. Confusion. Can I break through? Cacturn does break through, gets the Poison Jab, which is 4 times effective. I was thinking that this thing was going to be Sash, because most people run this thing with Quiver Dance. Was not Sash, so I got luckily on that. And luckily that Cacturn was able to break through. She sends out the Luxray, the Intimidate, which is going to lower my attacks, and I'm only at +1 after the Swords Dance. I switch back and into the Poison Ivy, because I'm thinking this thing's going to be special. My Poison Ivy is super special effect. She goes for the Baby Doll Eyes, irrelevant to me as I'm a special attacker. She's going to withdraw and go into, what did she go into? Go back into the barrel as I go for a Sludge Bomb, which does some nice damage. And then she uses the rest, right, to get the health back up. But what she didn't know is that my Drago's packing the T-Bolt, which as you'll see is going to be a 2-hit KO. So unfortunately that rest is not going to matter at all, because I can just 2-hit it with the Thunderbolt, and the barrel's dead. So no more setting up with the barrel or anything like that. Even if it did want to set up, I still have Cacturn in the back there, and the barrel only attacking moves Waterfall. Can't touch the Cacturn. So she figures, yeah, let's just sacrifice Barrel here. So Barrel is gone, and she goes into her Dragon Pokemon. And then I'm like, alright, I don't have anything else to take Outrage, so I just stayed in here and sacked off my Dialga. It did its job, it took out the Barrel. That was the only thing that it was really good for. I was not going to be able to take out this thing. So then I go into my Persian, and now here's where I make a stupid mistake. I was 100% certain that this Persian had HP Ice. It does not have HP Ice. It has HP Fire or Grass or something like that. I'm like, oh crap, that did no damage whatsoever. So this Outrage is going to come through and take out my Persian, no problem. So that was a derp move on my part. Yeah, it's pretty derpy there. And then I go back into the Weezing, hopefully take an Outrage, which I do, thankfully. It's at max health Weezing. That does a ton of damage, and I'm able to get a Will-O-Wisp off, luckily, to cut this Pokemon's attack in half. Now, I thought that she'd probably switch here because it was confused and burned, but I just figured it was burned. Might as well go for it. Stays in, goes for the Outrage, breaks through Confusion, does damage. I'm like, oh, Weezing's dead. Weezing's dead. No! Weezing is not dead. It lives on 9, and I was able to get off a Pain Split. And I'm like, holy crap, I can't believe I survived that. But the burn, that's what happens with burns, man. Burn, cut your attack in half, and your Pokemon is serious damage. So I'm like, alright, cool. I'll get a Sludge Bomb off. Tries to break through Confusion again. Unfortunately, this does not happen, as she does hit herself in the face. And now the Sludge Bomb is going to be able to take it out. Unfortunately. Because I'm pretty sure at my health that I was at, the Outrage, I don't know, it was probably pretty close. Pretty close to killing me. Goes into the Mightyena, and I'm like, alright, I wanted to go for Sludge Bomb because I knew this thing has Quick Feet, didn't want a Will-O-Wisp, or, no, my bad, I did go for the Will-O-Wisp. because I knew this thing. Yeah, because missed out. Went for the Will-O-Wisp because I figured this thing had quick feet, and so it was gonna get its thing up. But it went for the Protect to protect the Will-O-Wisp from happening. It's unfortunate. So it's got the quick feet up. That crunch does not do enough at all as I go for the Sludge Bomb, which does a butt ton of damage to this thing as I get some nice Black Sludge recovery back. Then take some damage from the Toxic, and I believe do I switch here? No, I stay in as it goes for the Facade, which does actually less damage than the crunch because it's not stab. And I actually misclicked and went for the Flamethrower. I cannot believe I lived on 3 health too. I misclicked and went for the Flamethrower, but luckily the Toxic Orb racked up enough to be able to kill it. As I went for the Flamethrower instead of the Sludge Bomb on accident. It goes back into the Luxray. It gets the Intimidate off, which again doesn't matter at all. Goes for the Charge Beam. Now here's where hacks happen. She misses her Charge Beam, which allows me to get off a Pain Split, which is going to do a ton of damage to this Luxray. And I was like, holy crap, I cannot believe she missed that Charge Beam. I'm so sorry. As you guys know, I absolutely hate hacks, and I don't want them to happen to my opponent, I don't want them to happen to me, I just hate them. Don't like them to happen. Goes for another Charge Beam, misses again. I was like, when I was playing, I'm like, oh, I am so sorry. I was not, that's ridiculous that you missed 2 Charge Beams in a row. The Charge Beam is 90% accurate. I'd be pissed. I'd be raging. So unfortunately, she does miss 2 Charge Beams. Goes for the 3rd Charge Beam. Thankfully, does not miss this one. It does some nice damage to Wheezing. Not enough. So as I go for a Sludge Bomb, it's going to do some damage. Lefties is what is keeping this thing around longer than it needs to be. And I'm like, alright, so this is pretty much good game. And I go for another Sludge Bomb, and she goes for a Rest. I'm like, oh, here we go. Rest. Alright, so we're back at full health again. I go for a Sludge Bomb to get some damage off. Or, no, I ran out of Sludge Bombs. So that's how long this Wheezing has been around and how much work it's done. I've actually ran out of Sludge Bombs. I had to go for Flamethrower. I get a crit there. Look how much damage that Flamethrower did with a crit. It's because my Wheezing has no special attack investment whatsoever. So, that's what that happened. Alright, so LA Air comes on back because I'm like, this thing can't do jack diddly to this Luxray. I was thinking about burning it, but I figured, what's the point? It has Rest. There's no point in that. So I go into my Cacturn. So I can set up while it's Rest. It's got Sleep Talk, of course. And I'm like, alright, what's it? Charge Beam. And it hits. So there goes my Sash. But honestly, this Luxray can't really do much to me. I've seen the Baby Doll Eyes before. It's got Rest and Charge Beam. So I don't know. And as I just saw, Sleep Talk. So the only attacking move it's got is actually Charge Beam. To go for the Seed Bomb, which does a good ton of damage, which means that I just need to hit it one more time and it's dead. She goes for the Sleep Talk, and of course, what happens? The move she gets, Baby Doll Eyes, lowers my attack. And I'm like, oh, great, so now the Seed Bomb is not going to kill it. Seed Bomb is not going to kill. As I just go for it, I'm like, maybe there's a chance it might kill. I'm at -1. Is it going to kill? No, it just barely stays alive as she goes for another Rest. I'm like, oh, great. So I'm at -1 attack now. And I'm like, alright, you know what? If this thing's going to do Rest, Sleep Talk, I'm just going to set up on it with Swords Dance. So I use a Swords Dance as go for another. Luxray goes for another Sleep Talk. And I believe it gets Rest this time, which is unfortunate, but that's the price you pay when you're using Sleep Talk. You can get Rest, which does absolutely nothing. And I go for another Swords Dance. So I'm at +3 now. She goes for another Sleep Talk, and she gets another Baby Doll Eyes, which is going to lower my attack back down to +2, which I'm fine with that, having a +2 Cacturn on the field. And then, basically, at this point, she knows that it's over. It's the last Pokemon. And that's the end of that. So that was a really fun match. I've never competed on the live stream of anyone before, so I was super excited and fun to do this. I quite enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching my post-commentary replay of what happened. It was quite enjoyable. Please check out Pimp Knight's channel. He's an awesome Poketuber. One of the first Pokemon-tubers that I started watching before I even thought about considering doing this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to click the link down below and follow me on Twitter. And please leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.